This is the twin-turbo Duramax diesel Dragster. I run in the ODSS Pro Dragster class. I'm also the current world record holder for quickest diesel to the 8, so we're looking to go ahead and take the ODSS record as well this weekend.
What is your goal for this year with the ODSS season?
With ODSS, I want to win the championship. I've been second for the past year, I guess 2 years, but I'm definitely ready to win the championship, and I'm excited that there's going to be more than just me and Jared out here, so it should be fun and it should be really competitive. But championship is number 1 on our list.
Sheet 2 has been 189 miles an hour in change, and she does have 2. .5 at 189. Miles up here in the heat of the day. And off the bump, it blew through the station. Push it back to the set.
Went a little too far, no big deal. Backed it up, just double bobbed myself. There's nobody in the other lane, it's qualifying. Tree drop, once I was spooled, let go of the button. We went a 411 at 176, and I actually just reset my personal best 60 foot. I went a 1 flat. Tree dropped, left, and new class record went a 404 at 180.
That's all.
189.87.
So how does 189 miles an hour feel?
Feels a lot of fun, honestly. That's my second time going 189. I love it. I want to go quicker. Went up for first round. Jared was gonna go ahead and just go balls to the walls and run it up quarter mile. So long story short, after Q2, when we reset the ODSS class record, which we went 404 at 189, looked at the data, and Andre noticed something with the nitrous and everything, so he fixed that issue. And then when we went up for first round, it kind of self-inflicted. The motor didn't have enough heat in it per se, so when we started adding all that nitrous to it during the spool up, it kind of just was not happy, and it ended up fogging itself out and shut off, but got the win anyways. That was our first race of the ODSS season, and next up is UCC and ODR, which is Outlaw Diesel Revenge that Firepunk puts on. and we'll be at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. So I'm excited. That's normally one of my favorite races. So see y'all there. In the world. This is where NHRA comes for their start off to the countdown. This is what they call the Big Go. Haven't changed anything since Rockingham. We did a local event at my home racetrack at Maryland International Raceway, and I actually reset the world record. I went a 394.1 at 190, so we haven't touched it. Everything is working great, so we're going to keep it the same and hope for the best. We're going to start qualifying at 3 today, so there should be 5 of us. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because that means more rounds and more competition for us, so should be fun.
Taking up the track.
It's actually not as hot as I thought it was going to be, considering it's 92 degrees outside, but these 590 trucks hit the hardest probably out of all of us, so if they can make it down, then we can too, so.
Go get it.
So that took us a couple tries, probably not the best idea. The motor had a little bit too much heat in it, but no big deal, whatever. So just got, I think it was a halfway decent burnout, I don't really know. And went up to the line, spooled perfectly fine, hit the bump, let go of the button, and shook. Pretty good. And it was right past 60, well it might have been before, 60 foot was a little slow, but right about where our lockup pin gauge is at 1.8, and it got a little hairy, got a little sideways, but let out of it, coasted to the end. Try again next time.
Breaking the ODSS record again.
Again, one more time. It's always a good feeling, especially after the fiasco we had this morning. It's very good note to end the night on. So 401 with an 8 at 186, number 1 qualifier. Let's keep the good luck rolling.
That's a pretty good way to roll into day 2.
That's a very good way to roll into day 2. So day 2, drivers meeting this morning. Pros had one more qualifying session this morning. We decided to sit it out. Only 3 of them made it anyways. Nobody improved, so I'm still number 1 qualifier. So hopefully I can go into eliminations with a bye, possibly, maybe. We'll figure that out. They're running 670, 770, and ET. They're on their 2nd qualifier right now, and then I think when they're done and through that, we're going to start eliminations whenever they're ready for us.
Live to fight another day here. And Chase here.
drivers coming with other organizations that don't count for ODSS records. Takes the trade and we'll back her up.
So had to buy first round, just broke the beams. No point in possibly hurting anything. There was nobody next to me, no big deal. Jared did the same thing. This round we run Paul Vasco. First round he beat Michael Cordova. He went up 4:44. So we'll run him. He's gonna run our lane. I think they have a couple more pairs, so I'm gonna get suited up. We're gonna head to the lanes, and then we're gonna run right behind Pro Mod. Burnout, in my opinion. Lit the beams, we both left. Paul unfortunately went 012 red, so he's on the wheel. Went A to B, reset the fast record, went 4.0 with an 8 at 188. So we're just back to back with this good luck right now. So hopefully we can keep it going in the finals because we got Jarrett, and I don't think that was a planned run for him. He had a little bit of some issues with tire shake and everything, so hopefully he gets it figured out and we can go side by side again. It would have been cooler if it was a 399 at 190.
Yeah, well, you know.
Went up there, did a burnout, lit the beams, let go of the button. Next thing I know, Jarrett's nowhere to be found next to me, so I was kind of mad, but when light came on in our lane, not how we like to do it. We like to have side-by-sides, but win is a win. Jarrett broke the sprag again, clutch car things. Try again in Beach Bend, but we're coming home with a win.
Yeah.
So actually, Ben Shaddy, right before us, he kind of shook and got swirly right around the same spot. So yeah, shook, got out of the groove, just let out of it, went a 420 at 146 coasting just to get it down the racetrack in one piece. It is Sunday and it is only 10 a.m. and we have a 14-hour drive home. So yeah, we're gonna pack up, still socialize, mingle, whatever, but yeah, ready to get back on the road. So next up on our schedule is Beach Bend in Kentucky. We are 2 out of 2 of the ODSS schedule. So hopefully we can keep these wins rolling. We are in good old Kentucky. We're at Beach Bend Raceway in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and we are getting ready to go up for Q1 of our 3rd ODSS race.
So what are you looking to do in the second half of the season? You've already broken the records, reset ODSS records. I mean, do you have any big plans, or is it now, you know, we've kind of knocked all that out and we're just going to focus on staying consistent?
I mean, obviously I'm the first Duramax in the 3s, but I've never been able to run a 3 with my diesel guys. It's always been at a gas event or during a special event at my home racetrack. So, and this is kind of the last track that we can run that kind of number at just because of the length. The shutdown is smooth, it's long. So, I mean, that's always a goal. If we can get a 3 with the diesel guys, that would be huge. But honestly, I don't want to jinx myself or speak too much into existence because then it might come back and bite me in the ass, but I honestly would love to do just a clean sweep. Q3 actually letting out right before the 8th mile just because we got a little swirly. Not sure if it's the tune-up, we had a little too much right there. Definitely was not the track because Jared went a 412 in that same lane. We're having a little bit of issue with oil blow by. That pass had a lot of it, so not 100% sure if oil got on the tire, and that's why I got a little out of shape, but let out because there's no point in hurting anything or myself, so we'll try again later. So good for him. But we still have Q3 tomorrow morning, possibly. Hopefully the rain holds off that long. We decided to do it just because it's morning time, but the humidity came in here pretty quick, which is not that big of a deal. You're only going to go up there, make a 60-foot hit. Right after the 60-foot, it started getting a little swirly, so I just let out anyways because I was going to. And yeah, nice little fireball, a little grinding at the top end, and oil everywhere. So blew out the bottom end. Andre's looking at it right now to see if we lost a turbo on that pass as well or not, but we'll pack up, load up, clean up, assess the damage, and see where we go from there. It's kind of just tire shake, got a little out of shape, so let out, and other than that, car was still running, so I had somewhat of oil pressure, I guess, and I thought it was a turbo just because when you lose a turbo, you can hear the grinding in it because obviously it's not spinning anymore, but it could have been that, could have been something internal, don't really know, but yeah. Apparently a huge fireball. Whether it was oil or fuel, no idea, but the pictures have been pretty cool so far. I knew it was coming eventually. The motor's definitely old. She's been beat up. She's got way too many passes on it, but hopefully it's not terribly hurt, so gotta stay positive. It was still a fun weekend. I do like this racetrack, but yeah. Well, this is the end of our weekend in Beach Bend, Kentucky. It was good until it wasn't, so we're gonna get cleaned up, packed up, loaded, head back east, and then hopefully we'll be right back out in this area in Crossville, Tennessee in 2 weeks. Fingers crossed, maybe. Hoping. Be up here for qualifying one.
What are you going to do?
Honestly, we're just gonna hope and pray that it spools like it just did in the pit, and we're just gonna go out there and probably let out after about 200 feet just because Andre has no data on this engine yet, so we're gonna give him a little bit to work with. So, and then Q2 we might go after a little bit more. we planned. 428 at 131 was only one parachute out, but the early numbers were there. I was 104.60, 268, 330. So
Nice.
the early numbers are there. So we know we have a race car back. Well, we've always had a race car, but we know we got a race car with this engine. So we're kind of just checking everything over. Those were the first 2 passes on this engine, so we're just checking everything over, tightening everything up, and we're gonna sit out Q3 actually, and we're gonna go straight into eliminations and just run her out the back door. I actually won this event 2 years ago. Obviously last year was devastating for all of us, so hopefully we can turn that around and bring some good energy back. So. So we just got done with round 1. Had a little bit of a rain delay. It dried up pretty quickly, so we went up and we got round 1 of all the pros done. So I had to run Michael Cordova. Jared had a bye, so Jared went up and broke the beams. Me and Michael went up there, and everything was fine and dandy until the starter got the mop out. When he was mopping up, I had a little drip on the racetrack. When he was mopping it up, he had the first bulb lit, so Michael thought it was me. He didn't realize that it was a guy standing there. And our radios were not working. They don't have radios yet on their team. So it was a big old miscommunication and a huge major mess up on everybody's part, realistically. He backed out and went back in, and we both spooled. I left the line. It wasn't a good pass, but it was a decent pass. Michael, unfortunately, something happened, his parachutes came out, so he pulled over to the side. So it's not the way that we wanted to run, either one of us. So we'll have Jared in the finals. I don't even know when.
Tomorrow.
Great.
They've
Racing
already
tomorrow.
yeah, they've already called. Pros are racing tomorrow.
Great, I love that. So we'll be racing Jared tomorrow. And Jared's been running pretty good. We are still working out the bugs of a new engine, so we're gonna be working on that tonight, and then I guess we're gonna run the finals in the morning.
Good job, young lady. Mistake. That's all that matters.
Right? We made it in one piece.
How you feeling?
Hot now because we just had to wait an hour. But finals against Jared. I'm not 100% sure what happened, but I left and I got on the radio and kind of just said he didn't really make it anywhere, so just pulled the chutes early. I think I coasted to a 429, I think it was. Got the dub.
You won Rocky Top.
Again.
There you go.
So, but I still believe this racetrack is cursed, so.
There might be that.
There's definitely some bad juju following this racetrack around, so. But,
Just happy to be making it out in one piece.
yeah, we're both safe. Rod's safe. Hopefully everybody else stays safe for the rest of the Indiana in the middle of cornfields, and we are at Wagner Motorsports Park. We're here for Shy's Diesel Extravaganza 2023. We're about to go hot in about 30 minutes or so for Q1. I'm 71 points ahead right now. There's only 3 of us, so that actually messes with how many points we get because we're only going 2 rounds instead of 3 or 4. there could be a possibility if I win this one, I may have it clinched and just have to show up for the last one of the year. I'm not 100% sure, but 71 points ahead.
Quickest diesel.
Sounded good, spooled great, ran it out to the 330 and made it to the 330 under power, which is always good. Dead straight, looked good, sounded good, and everything kind of looks good on the data, so we're just kind of checking over everything, making sure we're ready to go for Q2, which in my opinion I think is going to be a little bit more brutal heat-wise, because the sun's going to slowly start going down. So it hit the wheelie bars hard for the first time ever, actually. So 105.60, 278, went 431 at 122. Jarrett thinks that that's, you know, hot shit for running in the heat, but I doubt it. It's probably not going to stick.
When we last seen our hero of this story, she was talking about how they were about getting ready to make a second lick, but I don't see no helmet, no suit, no gloves, no love. What's up?
We're gonna sit this one out.
Okay.
Got a little bit of some work to do. Nothing big, just gonna check everything over, which requires more than a little wrenching and love. So I'm gonna work on that tonight since we're gonna have an early night. Plus tomorrow's also gonna be about 10 or so degrees cooler.
It is supposed to be.
So it's more in
raw.
our favor, but it's hanging out.
Just hold off a little bit.
I mean, I'll foot race somebody if you want me to make a run.
What are you doing?
We're getting ready to spool test. It's been a lovely morning.
It's been a rough morning for you guys.
It's been a really rough morning for us. Yeah.
We ain't seen you in qualifying 3.
Nope.
Nope.
Alright, let's start it.
Just getting it sorted out, getting it figured out.
Yeah, because I got my good buddy Jared in first round, and then whoever wins that's got to go run Mr. Badass Cordova. So.
Oh yeah.
You know, we have oil pressure that's good enough for me to go up and break the beams if all hell breaks loose, and that's the last option I got. So, you never know. Jared's been having his own issues this weekend, so it could be a coasting battle to the end of the track. I don't know. Jared's putting a lot of stress on me already, so he said, no, we have to go side-by-side 3s, and then whoever wins that races Michael in the final, obviously, so then that needs to be another side-by-side 3. So he's asking for a lot right now. Not gonna lie.
We're just trying to get it down the track.
Yeah, the fact that it made it out of the trailer is like honestly a big like plus in its own.
So it looks like they're gonna get some fresh bottles and spool up again.
Yeah, those carbon fiber bottles do not like us. We don't like them. They look cool, but that's about all they do for us. So yeah, fresh bottles. Gonna see if we can get Andre down here looking at it, but this is just how this weekend is going. You'll have that on the big jobs.
174 miles an hour. Mattie Graves had a handful of steering wheel in the left lane going to 5:52.3.
Went up for round 2 finals with Michael Cordova. Thought we had everything figured out. Everything was looking great, running great. Get up there, started out okay for the both of us, and then right past 60 foot, things got a little sketchy for me. Well, I got out of the groove, had to let out. Michael went ahead and just drove right out of my life. He got his first win of the season, good for him. So I kept it off the wall and I kept it out of Michael's lane. We're both okay. Both of our cars are okay. So that's a win in our book, that we're leaving here with a running car.
In one piece.
In one piece.
Absolutely. It's been a rough weekend. It's been a very strange weekend.
Yeah.
For a lot of people and a lot of things going on.
Yeah, like watching a block fall out of the sky. That was pretty gnarly. Well, we'll be right back out here in a month for finals. Yeah, we're basically just gonna obviously show up, qualify, and go from there. So I think we extended it a little bit, not as much as we would have if we won, but Michael was third, so that I think that moved him up a little bit past Jared, but he's still behind me. So we extended it a little bit, but closed the gap between 1 and 2. But I know Michael will be here next month, so. And I know Jared will be too, so.
Yeah, Jared ain't missing this one. That's
Jared's not going to be anywhere other than here, so. We're back at Wagler Motorsports Park in the middle of nowhere, Indiana. And it is a beautiful 80-degree day or so. So Q1, we went up, got the burnout done, and as soon as I let go of the trans brake, the trans line just decided to explode. So we got that turned around, got that fixed, and a couple more things happened on the racetrack that gave us a little bit more time. So by the time we made Q2, it was probably 9:30. I don't know. It was dark,
late,
it was
yeah.
cold, the dew was setting, and we got stuck in the left lane, which if you remember last time I was here, the left lane does not like me. Let out about 500 foot, which I made it 500 foot under power, and I went a 413 at 168. So, sun's out, track is good still, I can see, and we're gonna go full 660 foot today.
173.05.
Had a little pop.
Try starting it.
I'll crank it.
That's a push tube issue.
What are you doing?
We think we can bend a push rod. We lost fuel pressure there for a split second. We got that back. Now we think we lost a push rod. Bent a push rod is what we done. We're gonna pull the valve cover off, check all the push rods, and we got spare ones in here. So cross our fingers and hope that's what it is.
Yeah, 'cause it looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked decent early. You know, it feathered off. Got about 500 foot and it nosed over. Still won a decent, won a 406 at 173. So
That's pretty
I mean,
decent.
that was a good lick. We'll take that, you know. Just now we'll get this fixed before first round, we'll be all right.
Perfect.
185. It's sounding like it really paddled the tires down track.
So Q3 this morning, about 600 foot out. In the video you can kind of hear a little bit of a flutter and then a poof, and then a serious knock started happening. So got it back in the pit, and it looked like cylinder was looking a little sketchy, went a little cold. So we just thought I'd bent another push rod because it's been famous for doing that here recently. So we have a spare set, and we went ahead, and when we pulled the beautiful valve cover off, the valve spring just fell right out. That's the reason why we didn't make a pass.
All right.
We just went ahead and put it back together, took spring out, unplugged the injector enough so that it would run. That's why up there while it was running, it had a nice little knock to it. We just went up there, broke the beams, talked to Jared, whatever. Talked to Greg before first round, and I did seal up the championship. So at least we're coming home with something this weekend.
Yeah. How does that feel?
It probably would feel a whole lot better if the car wasn't such a pain in the ass this weekend, but at least we did something. And if you look at the first half of the season, we did really well.
What were some of your favorite moments from the season?
Honestly, winning UCC was probably a big one.
No.
Just because, you know, UCC is looked at as like the biggest diesel event in the country, so it's just, you know, all these little tracks you have all these little mishaps at, you always want to go back and redeem yourself. Like UCC last year, you know, I just timed myself out. Driver error. I went back and I dominated this year, so.
You can do that at every track.
It would be really nice if I could.
Uh-huh.
So, me and Wackler Motorsports Park don't get along very well. If we come back here next year, we're going to have to work it out, figure it out. Why I can't get down this racetrack in one piece. We'll get this piece of work home and start our off season.
What's the plan?
Definitely look everything over. The car's old, it's got a lot of passes on it. Some of the internal parts on this engine are from my original engine, which is the one that blew up in Kentucky. A lot of old, a lot of beaten up on it, a lot of wear and tear. So we're just gonna give her the look over and
Get fresh.
yeah, because now we gotta run 386. Because he didn't just take my record, he took it and then stomped on it, buried it, and kicked it out of the way. So.
But at least he's a nice guy.
He is. I love Michael. I'm glad he got it. So.
Our champion this year didn't come easy. She had to earn it. And there were some times when she was a heart stopper for a few of us, driving a 270-inch three-wheeler through the lights. Your champion is Mattie Graves.
If you were here last year, you probably remember me making the smart comment that I'm done being second. And we meant that. It did not come easy at all. If you were in Kentucky, you just saw how bad it went and how quickly it went bad. When you have people behind you that believe in you and the companies that support you, you find it in you to never give up, no matter how bad it gets. Obviously, I would never be here without my dad. And I'm not gonna look at him because he's gonna make me cry because he's ugly crying back there. We reset that diesel record last November, and we figured out that we had the crew, we had the companies, we had the team to go out there and run for a championship.
and we did it. And there were days where we sat back and thought, how bad do we want to do this? And we just regrouped, we found it in us, and we did it, so thank you.